Hey, it's JC1424 once again with our final race recap for the 2018 Core League season. This was the Soundhead Entertainment 500 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We started from 6th place on the outside, and really the outside was just a big pain in the ass all race long. But I think the bigger pain in the ass would have probably been me and my horrible internet connection. As far as I'm concerned, it was quite exaggerated because I've looked back on this footage and only a few scenarios where it was actually that bad, but got to the inside pretty darn quickly. Raw Gators stuck up top. I think in the first couple laps in the race, I was like, I don't like being behind Eric because I felt like I kept on getting to his back bumper anytime his car was slow up here and there. So I was like, this is a car that I'm going to really need to pass right now at some point. He drifts up a bit, and I think Raw Gator just got stuck on the outside wall. Joseph Lombard gets his nose underneath me, and something that I've noticed just looking back was I was really strong on the outside. It's just even whenever you're this strong, like you can pull right back up next to somebody if they don't have the best of corners on the inside. Even then, because of that draft train on the bottom, I wasn't able to still do anything. I was still losing speed in the straightaway just because of that. So I'm up top now. Cody H. Gaming's getting underneath me and trying to make a good corner from the top. Joseph's checking up, so that means Cody's now going to get underneath me. So this is my opportunity. I was like, well, Windval's not underneath me just yet. I think Windval might have been letting me in. I only actually let people in on the inside every now and then. I think most scenarios, whenever there's a gap down there, I'll like go ahead, take it, or not let them take it from me. Just because it's a race. It's got to be a race. We can't just give everything away. And anytime I felt like I would ruin someone else's race whenever it's that important, like Dale What If or Ed Soundhead, I guess. But in that situation, it's like I really don't want to put them in a position where they can lose a lot of ground just because of how many people will protect them on the bottom. So I don't want to be that kind of guy. But we're going 3 wide into turn 3 right here. I think Eric just chopped Cody's nose off, and these are on my end. So we're running in 4th place now. Dale Reynolds trying to protect that lead from What If, and I think What If got cut down to the apron a little bit, and that happened a lot here, where, you know, they're running on the bottom, and then they're trying to take a position or something, and next thing you know, the apron just kind of kicks them sideways, and I think I had a situation like that at one point, but now we're getting to 3rd as we pass Eric, and I'm like, okay, so we're past them, but remember in the opening laps, I was just like, oh my gosh, I need to pass this guy. I keep on having to check up, and I don't like being pressed against someone's bumper. Every now and then I'll give them a push just to help them out on the bottom lane or something like that, but What If got his nose underneath Dale Reynolds coming off of turn 4, but Dale's still leading this lap because I'm pushing on the outside, but I knew What If would start leading laps soon just because even whenever, you know, you've got a drafting line on the outside, it's not like a super speedway where it actually matters. This track is practically a super speedway now, but the inside is stronger than the outside no matter what practically. There can be a line of 3 cars and one guy on the bottom, and I still think the guy on the bottom will prevail. Now, falling back on the outside with Dale Reynolds, and I'm getting his back bumper because I guess he's just slowing up there. Sloppy Joe right behind me. Brendan's making up spots. My teammate Windval actually decided to come and race with us for the final race of the season. He hadn't showed up in a few races, which allowed us to get by him in the points with a few others, and I think he was about to have a top 5 season, somewhere around there, if he hadn't missed any of those other races, but, you know, he just started having iRacing leagues, and this was available for him, and I can't blame him. Nice to see him back. That Timmy Hill car. In a video coming out this week, and I accidentally said Tommy Joe Martins with the Xfinity Series, and I couldn't remember like what his driver was. Yes, in the top 5, and this is where the first caution of the race happens. Windval's underneath Eric, and just a little contact. Eric, dead, fucking dead. This game, this happened many times in this race. You bump into somebody, and that car just takes a hard right into the wall. So we were 8 laps into the race. We skipped a couple laps under that caution, and pretty much almost everyone had decided to take a pit stop under that caution just so they could get some freshies. Come to the restart on lap 10, pretty much where we just qualified to, 6th place. And let me tell you about qualifying while I can right now. In qualifying, I tried, you know, just staying behind someone and getting myself the distance so that way I could find myself gaining on them throughout the lap and using their draft just to pull myself towards them. But I felt like a train is faster than, you know, just pulling towards someone throughout the length of a lap. Cody got tight into turn 3. That knocked Windval into the wall, and then we're getting ping-ponged, and Joseph Lombard is flying through the air. This is not okay, but now it's okay because he just disappeared, and I don't know what the hell was going on with this game. And after that caution, I'm in freaking last place. Oh my goodness. But some people that hadn't pitted last caution, I suppose they decided to pit this time, and we gained a few spots there. By the way, Black Flags Matter has like the slowest restarts in this entire race. And I'm getting knocked around because I keep on having to check up, and I'm trying not to drive into Darian Darian Gilliam right here, but I had to deal with this all race long. Anybody that had to start behind him was, you know, getting a stacked up lane and stuff like that. So now I'm going up top just so I can have a really hard dive in a turn through. Whenever I see someone dive in on the bottom like that instead of from the top, I know they have a good chance of getting a pass on them if they don't have a perfect corner. And in that situation, I did. I gained like 4 spots right here. Well, it could have been 4, more like 3, because What If Racing got back down to the bottom. But running 7th, really great restart despite the situation I was in right there. I think that might have been one of my better restarts in the race, just considering the position I was in behind, you know, the 43 car, the shitty restart car. I mean, no offense, Black Flags Matter. I love you and I appreciate, you know, the kind of content you make. But seriously, it's in the rules to have manual transmission now, and that's why I'm on manual transmission. But that's where he's like the only guy on automatic, and it's like, why are these restarts so freaking bad? I feel like it actually caused more wrecks than my lag in this race did with the situation with his automatic transmission. But being past Joseph Lombard here, just clipped my back bumper a little bit. And this was the first wreck, the first caution that my lag caused. And honestly, whenever I saw it happen, I didn't think that it was lag. I just thought that on his end, he got underneath me, and when my car got sideways, it knocked him off the track. But yeah, there's someone dying and flipping. Like always, anytime there's a wreck or a caution, someone has to die. That's Atlanta for you. But yeah, what actually happened was it spiked a bit, sent me backwards, and then Joseph got knocked off the track and all that stuff. But even if I hadn't lagged, I think it was just a coincidence that he might have gotten wrecked, or I might have gotten wrecked, something like that, just because I got so sideways trying to protect the bottom, because I knew he was trying to poke his nose in there, and God, my car was getting so ignorant. I didn't know if he was going to be making that pass or not. I didn't think he had that big of a run. But at this restart, you see people shifting side to side. We got Mr. Kyle Busch in that 42 car, taking the place of Iceberg, who retired from the series, I suppose, and we got a new driver. So I'm guessing that Mr. Kyle Busch will be driving Kyle Busch's number 18 car in the second season of the Core League. I should state this now. I don't plan to return for a second season, mainly because my internet is garbage and I don't know when it's going to get better. That, and it was putting more stress than necessary on my life, and I felt like it would be better for me if I just, you know, kept to doing my YouTube channel and everything like that, because as much as I love racing with all those guys out there and everything, it was a bit rough for me. Or maybe I should just go like part-time next season. But if I go part-time, then they're not going to give me my 18 car, so I don't know what the hell to drive. Drive a custom car or some shit. This restart went a little longer than the last one did, up to lap 23 now, and Ed Soundhead, or I think that was him, got clipped off the track a little bit. And yeah, stuff like that could happen if you know, bump into somebody or you get stuck on the apron and it kind of slides you off the track. Sucks when that happens. The reason why this video is so long, you're getting so much footage from this race, is because there were just so many cautions and just so many restarts, and it was just never enough to just skip so many. I might as well show from every perspective I can of every wreck and just show you guys how many of them we can actually say that I caused or was involved in, or how many of them were for lag. And I can tell you right now, before you see them all, you saw the first one, there were a total of 3 cautions caused by my lag. Out of the 15 cautions in this race, I think there was a total of 15. So it says a lot about just a bit of an overreaction about how I got disqualified from this one. And, you know, I don't want to spoil, like, you know, the finishing results, but you probably have already seen them if you're watching this video. Yeah, finished 9th place in this race, and now I'm trying to go for second on What If Racing. Sloppy Joe's in the lead, and What If he's getting his nose underneath Sloppy Joe right here, but yeah, I don't have my nose underneath him just yet. Try to get a good dive into turn 3. Yeah, 9th place finish, but wound up only getting points for 16th, and this was one of the wrecks that I suppose I can say I caused right here. I was up against What If's bumper, and it kind of knocked me off the track. The thing is, I didn't lose too much speed, but Brendan drove into me, and then he went all over the place, and then that caused a wreck because of the stack up. I mean, shit happens, you know, you get knocked on the apron a little bit, and people do it all the time, but I didn't think it was worth a wreck that big behind us. So, yeah, I didn't take a pit stop that time, so we're just up to lap 29 now. Can't say this race is going by too quickly just yet, but whenever we were getting cautions like every 2 laps or something, or like every freaking lap, that was where it was getting pretty bad. The weird thing was, I came to that restart on the outside, didn't I? And next thing you know, I'm going to the inside, getting into 3rd place, and we had a caution coming to turn 2. And then just wait, we have a caution even sooner than that, and this time we got 50 laps to go. I'm behind What If Racing, running 2nd, and then another caution. I was like, what the hell is going on? Can you guys at the back of the field, like, stop wrecking and stuff? And for whatever reason, it was at this point where I believe I heard people start saying that they wanted me to leave the race. I didn't know that anybody actually did until I like looked back at the private chat for the Core Series drivers and everything. But I heard that like around the halfway point or so around here, they started asking me to just leave the race, and it's like why? I don't know. Like, I had one wreck caused by lag, and then aside from that, it was me getting like ping ponged and knocked off the track and whatever with the apron and stuff like that. Cody H Gaming is checking up in front of me and on the outside. It's like I kind of want to push the guy in front of me just so we can see if we can last longer on the outside and try to wait for a gap to open up on the bottom. And then Sloppy Joe, he got underneath me because I kept on checking up for Cody. I'm high up against the wall, but I'm like, okay, we can handle this. No claustrophobia. We can do this, JC. I don't know who this is on my inside. Sloppy Joe found a gap at the bottom, and that's what I was waiting for as well. He got down there, and he's all over the place. He was having internet problems too, just as much as me. I don't know if it was worse or what, but he'd be wiggling and he'd be shooting forward and back, and it's just weird to figure that Sloppy Joe would have been disqualified from the race too, just because of how many internet problems both he and me were having. But there were also problems from the internet with What If Racing, I think, at 1 or 2 points during this race. It's just, I said it on Twitter after the race that we were having internet problems with multiple drivers, not just me for once. But anytime we're having lots of internet problems out there, I feel like it just became a target because I'm the reason why people have bad internet connections or something. I don't know. It's not worth just blaming everybody, but Joseph Lombard said it himself after the race. We were talking, and he said that this is embarrassing, and it's not like he wasn't taking some of the blame, like right there. They're like almost going 4 wide, and everyone gets jammed into the wall, and I got killed. And freaking Kyle Busch over here just drives straight through the infield back onto the track. I don't think they do that in reality. Came to this restart behind Darian Gilliam. He hit the grass, and then now they're all just wrecking and dying. And I think this was the caution that What If's internet caused, because everything just exploded in front of us. I don't know how many people think like I'm causing these cautions. All I know is that I took a lot of blame halfway through the race, and it's like nothing's happening. I'm not doing anything. Oh my goodness. But I don't know. Maybe like out of kind heart, I can have my points back and take 6th place in the point standings, not 7th, because I wound up being tied with Brendan Littell for 6th place. But I mean, I think it's all said and done by now, and they wouldn't do that. But still, you can see it right here, like getting a little bit of internet problems. This is my sister got home from work and she got on the computer and started it just ruined everything. Wham! That was the second caution that these internet problems caused. And I was so pissed, you can tell that I don't even have the controller in my hands anymore. I'm just going in a straight line. And then a caution happens. I was like, are we going to have one or no? Like, not like I care. At this point, we're going to have so many freaking cautions in the race, it doesn't matter if I get screwed out of, being with the pack because of freaking internet problems. But yeah, my sister got home from work, and I don't know what Brendan was doing here. I think he was complaining about the 42 cars restarts, and yeah, I saw that in some situations, but I brought out another caution. Turned the car back around. Well, it didn't bring out a caution because it was just me spinning around, but a few laps later we had a caution anyways, and I decided not to pit, and everybody else did because I had just a while ago, so we're up front now. My sister got home from work, and she had some online homework to do. And after the race was over, she went to eat dinner. I was like, I'm pretty sure that homework is like not due till midnight or whatever, so I'd figure she would eat dinner while I'm doing the race whenever I asked her, can you wait until I'm done with the race? But she didn't. Usually it's my little brother playing Fortnite. At the beginning of the race, he turned his console on and got a little bit of lag just from that. And then that was it. Like he was like, okay, I'll wait until the race is done. I didn't think it was going to take this long to do. Freaking 39-minute race or something. We got people getting knocked into the grass and stuff, and I was up front at that restart, but little contact from someone on my inside, free wide situations and whatever, and that sent me into the wall. So I'm like, okay, well, time to make up a bunch of ground. We got some work to do, and I saw how fast I was at the beginning of the race, being able to make moves, get to the inside, and set people up going to the top so I could dive to the bottom and stuff like that. So I knew we were one of the faster drivers out there. It's just so much ruckus, so much caution, so much lag, so much all this freaking stuff. It was just a freaking shit show, man. But finally decided to use this primary paint scheme after all the races in the season. I put it off for a long time just because I love all the other paint schemes more, and I guess I'm not that big of a fan of this generic M&M's car. We come to this race with it, I'm like, you know what, it's the last race of the season, so what a more important time to just use this darn thing. Here we're getting some pretty darn cool new M&M's paint schemes this season, so can't wait to see what the new Skittles paint schemes looks like in the 2019 season for Kyle Busch. But Yeah, I just heard they extended Kyle Busch's sponsorship with Mars, and for those who don't know, Mars makes stuff like Snickers, Twix, the Mars bar, and then M&M's. That's their products, and they extended the sponsorship. I don't know how long the extension was, but it's great to hear that because we have never had a better driver with M&M's than Kyle Busch, and that's statistically a fact. Like Ken Schrader, Elliott Sadler, neither of them have Cup Series championships or have as many wins as him, and he's one of those Hall of Fame drivers once his career's gonna be over with, and he's getting there with how many wins he's getting and everything. Cody H Gaming got really tired here, so I'm like, okay, we'll take advantage of that, get ourselves into 6th place, and it's like, despite all that bull crap, here we are. Now I'm running 5th on the outside of What If Racing, and this was the dumbest thing I did all race long, aside from going into it, this crappy internet connection. I just came off the corner. I guess I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to just go straight, hold my line, and I just practically ruined the race temporarily of our championship leader right now, What If Racing. And then for the 3rd time in the race, as I'm running behind Dale Reynolds for several laps, get another lag spike, which brings out a caution, leading us into many green-white checkers, or not green-white checkers, but just late race restarts that weren't necessary. I think what happened right here was Ed Soundhead was getting checked up by Rusty Walrus, and then that caused a wreck behind us. And then it happened here again. He got knocked off the track like 3 times. I'm like, okay, guys, let's let him back in. So I go to the top, and then Sloppy Joe lag spikes hard. So once again, I'm not alone in this shit. Like, just people just shooting all over the place sometimes, and that's what it was. And now I'm running behind Black Flag's batter, and he's stacking up everything so bad. I'm getting knocked all over the places. I can't go anywhere. Wind bows in the grass. Cody H Gaming's getting contact with me, and it's like I can't go anywhere because of the stupid automatic transmission, the 43 car. I'm surprised that didn't cause a caution. But don't worry, we'll get another caution a little bit because these restarts are just 50% of the time just crap, and they don't work out well. I think things are moving around a little bit right here, left and right. Air got tight, and that just caused a freaking 4-wide, big old wreck. I'm pretty sure we had cars slipping behind us like always. Come to the final restart of the race on the outside, and I'm like, oh, please just end this darn thing already. I'm pretty sure people are pissed off at my internet problems just as much as always. Little did I know, they were more pissed off than usual. And I'm sorry this freaking video is so long once again, but these restarts, most of them are just not long enough, or they don't go out long enough just for us to find ourselves being able to skip through useless footage, because it goes by so quickly, and might as well just show all of it, give you the perfect perspective of my race again. What incarnation? Always somehow running up front at the end of races, or at least shit shows, something like this, super speedways, whatever. I guess you could say Talladega was a shit show. What If got his nose underneath me, but somehow I managed to clear him in the corner. I guess I had my foot on the gas a little bit more. Tried getting my nose underneath Ed Soundhead, failed to cut myself off, and I don't know how he got knocked off the track. I think he got contact himself, and whenever I tried to merge, a little contact from One Incarnation, and like he got slammed into the wall, I got tossed sideways and into the race under caution. And that was like, I guess the 2nd time that I actually caused a wreck, aside from the situation where I was, coming off of turn 4 and then hit the apron, and it knocked me sideways a little bit, lost some speed, and then everything just kind of wrecked and blew up behind me. But in that situation, I saw Ed trying to get on the track, and like, we both need to get back on the track. We can't head into turn 3 on the apron. I didn't think I was going to even touch somebody, and if we did, I didn't think it was going to do that. I had Caleb Hoffman right behind me as well, and I feel bad that I ruined What Incarnation's race right there with that move. Just get to the closer to the end of the race, and I was just making stupid mistakes like bumping into What If or trying to pull back onto the track like a moron. I need to get better at pulling back onto the track whenever I wreck. I mean, not like it matters. I'm not going to be racing, online that much anymore. I might try starting an online Let's Play pretty much, where I like just do a few online races in a video on NASCAR 83, because I like what Michael Marukes does on his channel and everything. But yeah, like I said, we finished in 9th. Through all the freaking ruckus. Could have finished better if there weren't all these freaking cautions, because stack-ups and everything. And the thing is, if there weren't so many cautions and just bad restarts, and, Black Flag's matter with the automatic transmission, and then other people with lag and stuff, I don't think that I would have, caused those other wrecks in the race, just because things would have been drawn apart more. We would have had our green flag pit stops and everything, and just hoping. I can only make assumptions. But, because I got disqualified from the race because my internet connection was just, honestly, it wasn't even as bad as usual. I feel like it was a little bit better because you didn't see them constantly shooting forward and backwards on and off all race long. It was here, there, a little bit there. That was it. And then me and my dumb mistakes, I guess, we're just too packed together, and I can handle the pressure, like I said. And despite all that, the disqualification caused me to get 16th place, just 1 point. It could have been a few more, and I would have certainly had myself 6th place in the point standings above Brendan Littell. But because of 16th and only getting 1 point, I wound up 7th, tied with him. And I guess that's a decent season. That pretty much signifies how my season went. We had our good races, we had our bad races, always struggling to finish in the top 5. Felt like I had a really good chance right there, but internet problems and all these cautions, just a big old shit show. The most cautions we had in a race all season. But I don't want to make this video any longer than it needs to be. See you next time. That's that. And season over.